Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to Peter Likes Books. I've got to come up with an original introduction so I can just stop that corniness. Anyway, today I am going to finally review Jeffery Self's Drag Teen, which I just finished the other day. And you know what? I didn't even look into any of this stuff. It is a young adult book. It's by Push Publications. And it's his debut novel. So I was downstairs actually in the basement because I wanted to do this book review with my dog, Pee-Pee, because Pee-Pee loves to wear costumes, and I thought, how cute would it be to have Pee-Pee be in my video with me in a little costume? And really what I was looking for is that Pee-Pee has a black afro curly wig, and I wanted him to wear it in there, and I cannot find this wig to save my life. He also has a green mohawk wig. I love wigs for dogs. If you want to crack your ass up off all afternoon, Google wigs for dogs. But anyway, I don't know really why I'm talking about that when I'm here to talk about my review of Drag Teen by Jeffery Self. I was going to say Drag It Up because on the back it says Drag It Up. But instead, look what I found was this neat little gift that my friend Heather gave me years ago. And it says, "That's so gay," and they're funny little cute, very stereotypical kind of gay comments that people say. Let's just pick one at random.
Look at those bitches.
So, but what's so funny is that when I picked it up, it's like so much of that is in this book. So, like for example,
Chubby chaser.
Well, yes, this book is about a chubby chaser to some extreme because the main character is a little heavy set and talks about weight issues in the book. And anyway, backtrack, rewind. Let me tell you what this book is about. So this book is about this boy named JT who lives in Clearwater, Florida. And his boyfriend, Seth, and his best friend, Heather, the three of them kind of hang out, and JT's parents own a gas station, which is interesting to me because in this book, JT's parents like don't have any money to like support him and send him to college, but like I've known people who have owned gas stations and they're rather wealthy, so I don't know, that was interesting to me. But anyway, I mean, to be honest with you, I'll tell you, I loved this book, but there were a lot of issues that I had with it as well. So if you're gonna read it, you have to read it just as for a fun read, because it's just, you can't get into like the research and all that kind of stuff, and
Give me some sugar.
so, you know, like I just can't be that negative about it. So anyway, isn't that so cute? I'm just gonna randomly push buttons and see how they apply to the book.
Look at those bitches.
I guess, like, that must be my favorite button, because I keep on going to that one.
Homorific.
Okay, so anyway, when this book starts, JT really wants to go to college. His grades aren't that great. He's applied for like every scholarship in the world and he can't go. So his boyfriend Seth, who is supposedly like the hottest, cutest, most endearing thing in the entire world, who for some reason loves JT, who is self-deprecating, overweight, lacks confidence, and all these things, which another interesting kind of factor. But I did love that fact about the book. Anyway, he like wants to do everything that he can for him. So he finds this scholarship pageant in New York City called the Miss Teen Drag, or the Miss Teen Drag Pageant or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I just finished it. I should be able to remember it. But anyway, and so what they do is they decide to go on a road trip up to this pageant from Clearwater to New York, and they tell their parents that they're going to Daytona Beach for spring break. Which, like, none of them would be really going to Daytona for spring break, so that kind of part is kind of funny when you read about it. But anyway, and this book is really, really funny, first of all. I will tell you this, towards the end of the book, and this kind of surprised me, I cried in this book. Like, I totally did not expect it. Like, it's really just not that deep of a read, but I knew that there would be some deep moments in it, and at the end, I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's like 2 moments at the end, and it's something surprising that happens after the pageant. And then there was a moment during the pageant where I just kind of like, I mean, I didn't like full on lose it like I did when I was doing my review of Go Set a Watchman, but I definitely like teared up a little bit. I related to it. I mean, this is a book that if you're a gay man, no matter what age you are, you're totally going to relate to. And I think anybody that's had just issues of confidence and all that kind of stuff, I mean, Jeffery Self is so good at like kind of wrapping up people's insecurities and putting them into the characters in this book. Heather, his best friend, is heavy and nobody pays attention to her and all this kind of stuff. Which is interesting because when I was growing up, I also had a best friend, Heather, who was overweight, and I can't believe I'm saying that in a video, but it's the truth. So anyway, but what was interesting about this book was Heather thought gay men didn't like her, and every one of my gay friends and every gay guy in Indianapolis where I grew up loved Heather. So, I mean, isn't that kind of the story? I think he was trying to break stereotypes a little bit. Now, let me tell you, I think a lot of this book may have been spurned by his love definitely of drag, but also of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's mentioned numerous times in the book. If you do not watch RuPaul's Drag Race, the TV show, you don't have to watch it to read the book and enjoy it. But some things will be missed on you. At the end, when he's in the pageant, there's several other contestants that, like, if you've watched the show religiously, like I have,
Give me some sugar. Hug me, bitch.
then you're gonna know who some of these people maybe might have been. I don't even know if he realized he was doing it at the time. It's like so funny because like the character of Tosh, like when I was reading it, I wondered if it was like Fifi O'Hara. And then there's like a character that says party the whole time, and Adore Delano always said party on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think that's like her catchphrase. So it's interesting to me that he like did so many of those things, but and then even like the outfit that this one character wears out, he like gives the peace sign, is exactly like something that Raja did in like Raja season. So it was like really interesting to me. And I thought like it was if it was like a pop cultural reference, it was really cool that he did it, because you would have to know those things to pick up on it. There are other cultural references as well in this book, and that I just absolutely loved. The character, I don't want to ruin this for you, so I'm not going to tell you anything about it. And I'm not big on spoilers, but the character of Tina Travis is so phenomenal in this book. I wish his next book would be a whole book about Tina Travis. She is just such a cool character. I definitely think this. Okay, so this is a road trip book. You have to know that first of all, and I absolutely just love the road trip aspect of it. It reminded me of several other road trip books I read, but it was different in a way too, because I think like he was trying to mix this idea of anything is possible and dreams come true and all this kind of stuff. I also think there was a little bit of Glee woven through there. It made me start listening to like Glee songs yesterday. I watched the finale of Glee and bawled my eyes out because I did watch that show. I know, a little embarrassing that a 43-year-old man is bawling his eyes out to Glee. Get over it! But anyway, I think there's some Glee references, especially with the judges. I'll just leave it at that. The book definitely ends on a note that there could be a sequel, and I hope there is, because it is a fun read. It feels, somebody compared him to David Levithan, and what is really, really cool is, if you read the acknowledgments, he talks about the fact that reading David Levithan inspired him to write the book. His acknowledgments, first of all, I always read writers' acknowledgments, because for me, that was like a really special place in my book, where I talked about a lot of different people that had affected my writing process and my life in general. And so it's always really important to me to read his. And I don't want to tell you what he says, but he says major thanks to David Levithan, and then he goes on, you should read it for yourself, it's really cool. And then he talks about how David Levithan is actually his editor today. Which is like, how cool is that? That you like read this guy, I mean, I am obsessed with David Levithan. I love everything that he's written, and I think he's sexy as hell. So anyway, you know, it's so cool that this guy ended up like reading his stuff and ended up having him be his editor. I will tell you this is more John Green and less David Levithan, if that's what you're looking for, like a Will Grayson split. It felt very John Green to me in parts. I don't know how to explain it. The characters felt a little young for their age, and some things, like some of the conversations didn't make sense to me and things like that. But I will tell you that I don't give star ratings, but if I did, I would definitely give this book like a 4.5. I mean, it was a really enjoyable read. I read it in 2.5 days. I literally kind of couldn't put it down. I sat up here the other night, and I had like one of those book-like lights, and I literally was like this. I mean, I was so excited just to finish it. I mean, it's not an edge-on-your-seat thriller, but it's a book that makes you want to keep on reading it. I mean, you're definitely not like, oh my god, I have to finish this book. I mean, it's a really cute read, and I think it's like 260, 270 pages. It's pretty short. Yeah, 261 pages. Beautiful cover. So anyway, you guys should go get this. I really, really liked it. I had one memorized on here.
Fierce.
I was looking for that one the whole time!
Fierce.
This book is
Fierce.
Stay tuned for my next video. Bye, guys.